years ago, I was ministering in Sacred Heart of Jesus Parish in Danbury, Connecticut. And every Sunday at the 9:30 Mass, which we called the Family Liturgy, I always preached a homily to the children who were present. And on this particular Sunday, I came in wearing these glasses. I know I'm a little early for Halloween. But I told the children that these are I want to see like Jesus glasses. And I then told them the story of Bartimaeus that we just heard in the gospel. Well, I was called to the home of a parishioner who just bought a new home, probably 6 to 8 months later, and they had children, and I walked in to bless the house, and all of a sudden, coming down the stairs, was their 7-year-old boy, Timmy. And Timmy had glasses on that looked just like this. Now, Harry Potter had just came out. And I said, Timmy, you got great Harry Potter glasses. He goes, no, Father, they're not Harry Potter glasses. They're my I want to see like Jesus glasses. Don't you remember? My heart just, I was so impressed that this little kid could remember that. I want to see like Jesus glasses. Well, there are 9 famous words that we heard in today's gospel, and you might remember were in last Sunday's gospel. And those words are Jesus saying, "What do you want me to do for you?" The answer is almost implied in the first reading we heard from Jeremiah. The people of Israel were in exile in the northern territory, and it's as if God is saying to them, what do you want me to do for you? And their answer implied in the reading is, we want to be free. We want to be back home. We want to be with our people. We want to worship in the temple. And Jeremiah promises them, yes, you will have that. I will return you. And they did get back to their homeland. Unfortunately, once there, they kind of forgot what God had done for them. And they lost track of that wonderful covenant, and they kind of slipped back into their old ways. Bartimaeus, a wonderful story. Probably not so old a man, sitting in that wonderful place as people passed by on their way to the temple. He probably had it made. People always put money in his hand, but he heard about Jesus. And all of a sudden, he hears that Jesus is nearby, and he screams out, Jesus, Son of God, have pity on me. And there's, shh, shh. Are you kidding me? He wouldn't hear. Shh. He screams louder, Son of God, have pity on me. He had nothing to lose. And Jesus asks the famous 9 words. What do you want me to do for you? He says, I want to see. Not just see, not just correct my blindness. Implied in the story is he followed after Jesus. I want to see what you see. I want to see like you. Do you remember what happened when those words were asked last week? The 2 sons of Zebedee, James and John, says, promise you'll do what we ask? And he said, what do you want me to do for you? What did they want? They wanted seats of honor. They wanted glory. They wanted positions of power and grandeur. They thought of themselves. Bartimaeus did not. He wanted to see like Jesus sees. You know, my brothers and sisters, we get asked the question every morning when we begin our day, when we take our first breath. Jesus says, what do you want me to do for you? We could answer in a very selfish way. I want to win the lottery. I want to never have to study. I don't want to crack a book. Let me put the books under my pillow and let the knowledge just go in. You know, we can think very selfishly, or we can think very selflessly. I heard a story once about a young lady about to be married down at Wrightsville Beach, walking along the shore, and she's kicking the sand, pondering her future. And she uncovers what she sees to be, it looks like a lamp of some sort. She keeps kicking it and gets it in the water and sees that it is a lamp, picks it up and rubs it. All of a sudden, an irate genie appears. And usually he says, I grant 3 wishes, but since you kicked me into the water, I'm giving you 1 wish. And she says, let me think. She said, we're going on our honeymoon to Hawaii, and I don't like to fly. She said, can you build me a highway from here to Hawaii? The genie says, you're kidding me, right? Concrete, all that steel, are you nuts? He says, something else, think of something else. So she thought for a minute, she says, I really would like to be happy forever with my husband. Can you help me understand the mind of a man? The genie thought for a second, he said, you want 2 lanes or 4 lanes? We get asked the question each and every day, what do you want me to do for you? The question is, how strong is our faith? Our faith could be like this lovely balloon. Nicely colored, bright orange balloon, filled with air. At the first sign of difficulty, or doubt, or sickness in our family, or some calamity, boom! Our faith is destroyed. Our faith is gone. Our faith can be like this balloon, nicely colored, filled with air. But whenever we doubt, whenever we encounter difficulties, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger with God's presence, with God's awesomeness. Because when we answer the question that Jesus asks, what do you want me to do for you? The answer is, I want to see like you see. I want to see people in need and offer my hand in help and assistance. I want to see people celebrating and enjoying themselves and celebrate and enjoy with them. I want to be your presence and make a difference wherever I find myself in this planet, today, this moment. The balloon just keeps getting bigger with God's love. Sorry. Lastly, a wonderful prayer if we have the eyes of faith. I asked for health that I might do greater things. I was given infirmity that I might do better. I asked for riches that I might be happy. I was given poverty that I might be wise. I asked for power that I might have the praise of my peers. I was given weakness that I might feel the need for God. I asked for all things that I might enjoy life. I was given life that I might enjoy all things. I got nothing that I asked for, but everything I hoped for. Almost despite myself, my unspoken prayers were answered. I am among all men and women most